What I'm going to try and work on over the next few weeks is increasing my attention span with deep focused work to where I can go from working, let's say, an hour or 2 hours of deep focused work and stretch that out for 5 to 6 hours. And the main reason for that is right now, my productivity per se is skewed so much with that deep focused work. I can do 7 hours, let's say, of kind of half-assed, lollygagged work when I have multiple things that I'm thinking about at a time, compared to if I get 1 hour, even maybe even less, 30 minutes of hyper deep focused work. I can finish things with hyper intensive accuracy and precision in that deep focused state. So, how do you actually get to it? How do you get to that quote unquote flow state when you are working? And honestly, I don't know. What I think is the main key for me is I have no distractions. It's on your laptop, it's tough because it's easy to go onto Twitter or YouTube and watch some sort of useless video. But when I am just fixated on a task, I don't have anything on my phone going on. All I'm doing is thinking about that to a very high degree, and I can just lock in and go. Usually that period of time lasts an hour, give or take 30 minutes, maybe if I'm stretching it, I can get 2 hours of that heightened focus, deep state work. If I remove all external noise and cut out any other, let's say, scrolling or anything like that, and all I do is just wake up a lot earlier, maybe 6 a.m. as opposed to 8 a.m., I can get a few extra hours where I don't have to look at my phone because I'm not going to get any sort of work text. And I can just focus on what needs to be done. And that can be a variety of creative work and productive work. One, when I'm thinking about these concepts, and two, actually putting them into action. So that is what I'm trying to think about, especially because I'm moving January 3rd. During that time, I'm going to need to I'm going to be working every single hour of every single day. I probably won't even be able to go to the gym every day, which is something that I'm so ridiculously used to now. So I'm thinking about this actively because when I'm there and when I take care of this team and when I have all these responsibilities, when I'm in Arizona working full time, working three jobs, just lasered in, I need to be able to access this heightened state of awareness when I'm working almost on command. So once I figure out how to do that, I will definitely share. But that is how I always get there. When I'm not thinking about what's on my phone, when I'm not going on any other platform, when I only have one tab open and I'm just doing what needs to be done. And then some people say, well, I have nothing to do. There's always something that you could do. I heard someone on an interview say, if you don't know what to do, you can becoming a better communicator is always something you can do. You can record yourself speak about some sort of topic, then you can re-listen to yourself and write out the words that you said and think about if you can say those words in a better stringent of sentences, if there's any other words that you can use to better describe what you were talking about to a higher degree. Are you using a lot of filler words I know that I do that a lot. I say so a lot when I'm in the editing process. I'm trying to be cognitively aware that I'm not saying and so a lot or I was driving today with my family and someone kept on saying like this and cuz like, and my head was about to explode because I'm very aware of myself when I'm speaking, or I try to be, at least recently, because that's a skill that I'm trying to improve on. So that's just an example that there's always something to do. So if anybody knows how they get into that heightened state of awareness, I would love to know. That is the goal that I can be in without any sort of caffeine or any of these other performance enhancement drugs, even though all I drink is coffee. But I know people who take Adderall and things like that. Personally, I would never do that. But that is supposed to get you into that state. If there is a chemical that is changing within your brain, let's say when you drink coffee, if the chemicals in your body start to get heightened, therefore you can think and process information better, or you're supposed to be able to with Adderall and these other things that are supposed to make you focus. There has to be some sort of natural way where you can psych yourself out and to get into that same state of awareness. Because if drugs are doing it and it actually makes people focus, that means there's probably a way naturally where you can trick your brain or just force yourself into that heightened state of focus. So that is what I'm going to try and figure out because I need to get that productive work done, that heightened focus work every single day when I'm in Arizona because I'll be working so much. And so I need to streamline a lot of that work. by getting very, very diligent work done. That's what I need to do. I know that for a fact. The execution of it is a lot harder, but I think I know the right steps as to how to get there. One, it is teaching my brain to work for longer periods of time. The way that I work right now, I'll work for maybe a few hours, then I'll go make breakfast, then I'll work for a little bit, and then I go to the gym and kind of reset my body, and then I work, and I'm changing my environment constantly. One, because when I change my environment, I kind of revamp and do work again. Whereas if I didn't do any of that, if I didn't go to make breakfast, if I didn't drive to the gym, if I didn't go to the gym and I didn't have all those distractions, I could just actually work for a significant period of time, but my brain starts to fizzle out. I just, right now, I don't have the capability to work from, let's say, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. straight of deep work. I I guess if I'm telling myself I can't, then I'm definitely not going to be able to. But that is one of my main issues. I start to fizzle out and my brain stops working to the highest possible degree. I start to get foggy and then I just end up changing my behavior by going to make breakfast. I reset myself. I'll listen to a podcast or an audible book or something. Then I'll drive to the gym and I'll do these other things to where I can kind of revamp my working. Whereas if I could just work straight, I would definitely get a lot more done. So that's kind of the goal that I'm thinking about. The execution is a lot different. Goodbye.